Well, the MP for Richmond Park, Zac Goldsmith, joins us now. Zac Goldsmith, thank you very much for coming in. Could we deal with these specific issues and start perhaps with the signs?
I'm going to go through all the details as much as time allows, but before we do that, I want to set one thing straight, and I think this is very important. At the end of your report last night, you stood and faced the cameras and you lamented the fact that I'd spoken to Sky TV, not Channel 4. You said, of course, we'd be delighted to have Channel 4, have him appear on Channel 4 at any time. You then repeated, I think twice on Twitter last night to your followers at 11 o'clock, and later you said, I'm going to quote, he decided to go to Sky instead. We'd been asking for a response for a number of days, but until today refused to comment. Now, you know that's not true.
Well,
you knew
what we know is true.
One second. You've had your 12 minutes of fun. Let me explain this very quickly. You knew that wasn't true at the time. You know it's not true now. At 5:30 yesterday, when I heard for the first time that you were actually going to be showing this programme, and that I was the only MP to appear in it, before that it was a whole suite of MPs, and they all mysteriously disappeared. So I contacted Channel 4 and said I'd like to come and do a live interview to address these issues on air, head to head. Now, you clearly tried to create an impression that I was unwilling to do so.
You've talked about this, and people can read your site about it. But we did ask for you last Friday. Last Friday, a week ago.
I'll explain that. A
week ago, we've had no answer until now. But you're here now. Let's
we're not going to brush this aside. This whole programme is meant to be about integrity.
Well, let the viewer decide. They can look at your blog, so I can look it up. But we requested you to answer questions last Friday. You remained effectively silent
I'm going to have my say on this issue.
yesterday.
I won't talk about the specifics until I make this point across. Okay, at 5:30, I was told by this programme you would not have me on to discuss this.
No, this is not true at all. That is a complete travesty of the truth.
I have an email
You requested to do an interview with our reporter, Kathy Newman, who was working on another story.
That's absolutely not true. I've got the emails here.
Okay.
All right, at 5:30, I asked to do a live interview.
Sorry. Well, I'm now going to put these points to you. If you choose not to answer them, that's your affair. I want to ask you how it is that you were able to put out these posters which had your name, your face, and then charge them to local election expenses. How was that?
When I was told I couldn't do a live interview, I was told instead to submit a written statement. So I sent this statement. I offered at 5:30 today to do a live interview addressing the issues raised in this item.
I'm afraid to be
but was told by Channel 4 that this was not
perfectly
possible.
Well, we've been asking you for a week, for one whole week, and you completely refused to engage with any of our questions.
It was only yesterday that you confirmed the programme was going to happen. Until then, we had no idea it was going to happen.
This is just a delaying tactic. You just are not answering my questions.
Extend the debate. I'll talk for as long as you want.
I've asked you
until you acknowledge that when you stood and looked at the cameras last night and implied that I had bottled out of talking about these issues live on Channel 4, until you apologised for that.
I didn't just imply it. You have bottled out of them. We have asked you since last Friday. Do you deny that we've asked you since last Friday to answer these specific questions, and you haven't touched any of them until yesterday?
Absolutely.
And if you had, you might have spared yourself all this trouble.
No.
I am now going to ask you about the trouble.
You've asked me a question.
And you are in trouble, so let's just have a look at this.
You have asked me a question.
I have asked you
asked me a question I'm going to answer.
Right.
Okay? Your question is, why did I not reply to you on Friday?
No, my question is about
I'm going to deal with this issue, because I believe your report was
no viewer is going to be interested in why you did or did not turn up here at the studio.
I think your viewers would be very interested to know that you misled them deliberately last night.
Red herring designed to avoid answering the questions that the Election Commission wants to answer.
Talk about your delaying tactics, because you don't want to have to apologise for lying to your viewers last night, which you did. I issued that statement. I sent that to Channel 4. It was acknowledged. No one wrote back saying, hang on a second, the statement's unfair, we'd love to have you on. I got a straightforward from the presenter of your programme.
At 6 o'clock, Mr. Goldsmith, you know perfectly well, we asked you to come on live.
At 6:02,
you were unavailable
I got a response
until 6:30.
Acknowledging my statement, which, by the way, you didn't include. What a surprise, even though you'd asked for it. Even though you'd asked for it.
It's very rare that I feel completely relaxed about our position, and I can tell you this. We asked for you last Friday. Last Friday, 1 week ago, we asked you to answer questions.
And I didn't answer you.
I am now going to ask you specifically.
I'll tell you why I didn't answer you.
Why did you charge?
Why did you want to hear an answer or not? I can tell you in 10 seconds.
Look, the allegations are not about giving interviews. They are about overspending on election costs.
My allegation is that it's outrageous that I wasn't given a live right to reply, and even more outrageous that you lied about it.
Well, we stand by our position completely, and you can let Ofcom divide. Why did you take this to Ofcom and complain to them? They're the regulator.
3 things can happen.
I have asked you to do 2 things, and that is to come onto this programme and answer 2 specific questions.
I asked to come on this programme.
The first question.
I asked to come on this programme last night and again today.
for a week.
No, you haven't. You asked me for a written response, which I didn't give you precisely because I did not believe that a lengthy response from me would be honestly used by your editors.
Well,
in the same way that I would not give a pre-recorded interview.
We cannot carry out an investigation into your expenses if you don't answer the questions. And you weren't prepared to engage. Hence yesterday's morass in which I now wish to put to you two specific questions.
Let me make one
do you want to address the issues that we raised?
I'm here to address the issues, but
we can see you prevaricating. You just don't want to answer the questions.
John, because I'm asking you for a simple acknowledgement that I was turned down from a live interview yesterday, which you did not acknowledge.
You were not turned down. You were turned down from a recorded interview with Kathy Newman, or a live interview with Kathy Newman, who was not dealing with the story, was working on another story.
My letter
if you had agreed to be interviewed by me, you would have been interviewed by me.
Barnett, who was your presenter on that programme.
If you'd agreed to be interviewed by me, you would have been.
You are a charlatan on this. I'm absolutely amazed by this.
Mr. Goldsmith, you are running us out of time.
Anthony Barnett,
you've got 1 minute left.
Zac, will amend accordingly. Anthony Barnett, not Kathy Newman. I was turned down by the presenter who spent 12 minutes going through my expenses on that programme.
Are you going to address the issues raised by this programme?
To your viewers?
Zac Goldsmith, I've told you to take this to Ofcom. If you wish to do that, you're very welcome to do so. Let's abide by their decision.
Absolutely
so now I'm going to ask you specifically whether you're going to deal with this specific question. And the specific question is, you expended £2,800 on 600 signs, right? 262 is what you say you spent when you told the Election Commission on your return.
The letter that I was sent on Friday, by the way, had all the figures. Even they were incorrectly taken from the Electoral Commission website. The figures you used here, I assume they're correct. What I can say is that the formula we used, and you know this, the formula that we used is exactly the same formula, exactly to the decimal point of the formula used by MPs and candidates throughout the country. Every decision we took was approved by election experts in Central Office Conservative Party, every single one of them. And even here, look, a Lib Dem blogger, a very prominent one, Mike Smithson said, if Zac Goldsmith is guilty, they all are.
Well, I can only say we are investigating 30 different MPs, and in terms of scale, yours far outstrips anything like it.
Your suggestion is that I spent £2,800 more over a 4-month period.
No, we're dealing with a 23-day period building up, which is the legal period that we're dealing with. 23-day period.
And I've seen the letters you sent, and I've seen the letters you sent to other MPs.
Just tell me this. Why is a poster which has your face and your name on then paid for by local councillors who are fighting the council elections?
Before having the posters designed, which were centrally designed, we checked. We didn't want to have to do 2 posters, local election and national elections, because people aren't going to have 2 posters in their garden. We wanted 1 poster for both campaigns. And we checked...
But your poster doesn't even refer to the council elections.
It says vote Conservative. It was local election campaign.
Vote Zac Goldsmith.
It has my name, my picture, and vote Conservative.
And you're telling us that is about a local campaign.
I'm telling you that is absolutely standard across the country.
This was David Cameron's election in which new politics were going to be in play.
Absolutely standard
across the country. Is this new politics?
I'd love to see a new journalism.
OK, let's deal with the jackets.
No, let's continue dealing with the posters, if you will.
This was all cleared by the Election Commission. You're perfectly happy about it.
Cleared by every step of the way.
Let's go on to the jackets. Let's go on to the jackets. They cost £2,168, but you only said you'd paid £170.
No, that's not what we said.
You spent £170.
We spent £170.
Right, £170.
£170 on the stickers that you can see on the back.
What about the jackets?
I'm telling you, we didn't have the jackets customised, as your presenter said. We stuck stickers on themselves.
They had vote Conservative on the pockets.
1 second. The generic, not Zac Goldsmith campaigns. We stuck the stickers on the back to personalise them, to customise them.
But you made the jackets. You had them made.
1 second. We didn't have them made. We bought them. They're off the shelf. Look at them.
But you paid for them.
1 second. These jackets will be used in the local elections, the GL elections, the Boris elections, my next election, if I contest another election, elections after that. These are generic property of the association.
But you paid £2,166
hang on a second. Again, if you were to look at the details of 650 MPs in this country, or at least those who use jackets or T-shirts or whatever it is, you will find exactly the same thing. The fact that you have zeroed in on this campaign is a reflection on your agenda,
the receipt that we have seen has both jackets and stickers on the same bill. This was a job lot of jackets and stickers.
We registered the cost of the stickers, not the jacket.
Those jackets were bought for the 23-day period.
We registered the cost of the stickers.
You did not register the cost of the jackets.
Because those are the things that were relevant for the election campaign.
No, the jackets were deployed in the campaign.
You are exploiting the fact that the laws are incredibly complicated to create a smoke and mirror story. If you were to come to my office and I bought you a cup of tea during the election campaign, fine. If you said, actually, I live in Sheen, I would then have to register that cup of tea. I have another office, which my own office, off Richmond Green. I had to close that office down during the election campaign. If I hadn't, I would have had to register the entire use, whether or not I'd used it.
The problem here is that you bought and deployed jackets and did not charge the campaign.
I'm answering your point. The jackets are the same as the trikes we used, the electric tricycles. We didn't register the cost of those trikes. Well, if people register the cost of their election vehicles, they would wipe out their entire election budget at a stroke. We register the cost of running those things and a proportion of the cost.
We'll get this clarified by the election committee because the election commission is going to go through all these figures.
And three things will happen. So, either they'll decide not to look at it, in which case you want to watch it, or they will decide to look at it and they'll give me a green light, in which case you want to watch it, or they'll look at it and find that there was something wrong, in which case we'll need
you'll have to watch it.
In which case we'll need another general, in which case we will need a repeat general election, because the rules that I'm here to are the same as the rules as every other MP.
Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Thank you very much for coming in.
That is